especially for the quick rebirth of Lama Zopa Rinpoche as quickly as possible, so he can benefit as many sentient beings as possible. So starting on page 141 of the Silver Book. I and all sentient beings as vast as space, from now until we reach the essence of supreme enlightenment, go for refuge to the glorious pure Lamas, go for refuge to the perfect enlightened victorious ones, go for refuge to the pure Dharma, go for refuge to the superior Sangha. I and all sentient beings as vast as space, from now until we reach the essence of supreme enlightenment, go for refuge to the glorious pure Lamas, go for refuge to the perfect enlightened victorious ones, go for refuge to the pure Lama, refuge to the superior Sangha. I and all sentient beings as vast as space, from now until we reach the essence of supreme enlightenment, go for refuge to the glorious pure Lamas, go for refuge to the enlightened victorious ones, go for refuge to the pure Dharma, go for refuge to the superior Sangha. Sangye Charam Sagi Chanam La Jangchu Badu Dagni Kapsu Dagi Jin Sogi Pedi Dagi Drola Penche Sange Drupa Shug Sange Churam Sogi Chonam La Jangchu Badu Dagni Kapsuchi Dagi Jin Sogi Pedi Dagi Drola Penche Sange Drupa Shug Sange Churam Sogi Chonam La Jangchu Badu Dagni Kapsuchi Dagi Jin Sogi Pedi Dagi Jola Penche Sange Drupashu. In particular, in order to benefit all my mother sentient beings quickly and more quickly, I must achieve the precious state of perfect and complete Buddhahood. Therefore, I am going to undertake the yoga of Venerable Arya Tara. May all sentient beings have happiness and the causes of happiness. May all sentient beings be free from suffering and the causes of suffering. May all sentient beings be inseparable from the happiness that is free from suffering. And may all sentient beings abide in equanimity, free from desire for friends and hatred for enemies. We'll just pause for a moment here and reflect on the four immeasurables. Self-generation. In one instant, I arise as Venerable Arya Tara. Om Vajra Amrita Kundalini Hana Hana Hum Pe. Om Savava Shuddha Savadama Savava Shuddha Hum. Everything is emptiness only. While it is empty, from Yam appears wind, from Ram fire, and from A transcendental wisdom skull cup, vast and big. In it, from the melting of the 5 meats and the 5 nectars, comes a huge ocean of transcendental wisdom nectar. Om Ahum, Om Ahum, Om Ahum. Om Vajra Amrita Kundalini Hana Hana Hum Pe. Om Savava Shuddha Savadama Savava Shuddha Hum. Everything is emptiness only. While it is empty, from calm skull-cup vessels appear. Inside these, from whom appear the offspring substance, whose nature is the emptiness, and who appear in their individual as the objects of enjoyment of the 6 senses. They give rise to special uncontaminated bliss. Om Agam Ahum, Om Padyam Ahum, Om Pajra Bupe Ahum, Om Bhadra Dupe Ahum, Om Bhadra Alake Ahum, Om Bhadra Gande Ahum, Om Bhadra Nude Ahum, Om Bhadra Shabda Ahum. In the space before me, on a line-thrown lotus of Mundus, sits Kadirvani Tara, who is inseparable from my root Lama. Above her are Venerable Atisha and the other lineage Lamas, and she is surrounded by 21 Taras and so forth, the Yidams, Buddhas, Bodhisattvas, hearers, self-realizers, and oath-bound protectors. Your exalted body is an embodiment of all Buddhas. You are in nature a Vajrahoda, the very root of the 3 satisfying ones. I prostrate to all gurus. Your exalted body is the embodiment of all Buddhas. You are in nature a Vajrahoda, the very root of the 3 rare and sublime ones. I prostrate to all gurus. Your exalted body is the embodiment of all Buddhas. You are in nature a Vajrahoda, the very root of the 3 rare and sublime ones. I prostrate to all gurus. the Savior having great compassion, the Founder having all understanding, the field of merit with qualities like a vast ocean, to you, the one gone to thusness, I prostrate. The Savior having great compassion, the Founder having all understanding, the field of merit with qualities like a vast ocean, to you, the one gone to thusness, I prostrate. The Savior having great compassion, the Founder having all understanding, the field of merit with qualities like a vast ocean, to you, the one gone to thusness, I prostrate. The purity that frees one from attachment, the virtue that frees one from the lower realms, the one path to sublime pure reality, to the Dharma that pacifies, I prostrate. The purity that frees one from attachment, the virtue that frees one from the lower realms, the one path to sublime pure reality, to the Dharma that pacifies, I prostrate. The purity that frees one from attachment, the virtue that frees one from the lower realms, the one path to sublime pure reality, to you, Dharma, I prostrate, I prostrate. Those who are liberated also show the path to liberation, the holy feel qualified with realization, who are devoted to the moral precepts, to you, the sublime community intending virtue, I prostrate. Those who are liberated and also show the path to liberation, the holy field qualified with realizations, who are devoted to the moral precepts, to you, the sublime community intending virtue, I prostrate. Those who are liberated and also show the path to liberation, the holy field qualified with realization, who are devoted to the moral precepts, to you, the sublime community intending virtue, I prostrate. Om Sava Tata Gata Sapariva Agam Prati Sahum Soha. Om Sava Tata Gata Sapariva Padyam Prati Sahum Soha. Om Sava Tata Gata Sapariva Pupe Prati Sahum Soha. Om Sava Tata Gata Sapariva Dupe Prati Sahum Soha. Om Sava Tata Gata Sapariva Aloke Prati Sahum Soha. Om Sava Tata Gata Sapariva Gande Prati Sahum Soha. Om Sava Tata Gata Sapariva Nude Prati Sahum Soha. Om Sava Tata Gata Sapariva Shabda Prati Sahum Soha. Om Sava Tata Gata Sapariva Om Ahum. I prostrate to all the victorious ones and their children. I present clouds of every type of offering, actual and imagined. I declare all my negative actions accumulated since beginning this time, and rejoice in the merit of all holy and ordinary beings. Please remain until the end of cyclic existence and turn the wheel of Dharma for living beings. I dedicate my own merits and those of all others to the great enlightenment. Jinkan uwa shiu om bhadra bhumi ahum wense seke zaji om bhadra reki ahum ti chari koi kikoe yusu riga pori rab shalupapo lo sambuling nu balan cho jan jaminyan ludan lupa nayan dan nayan chen Yorendo chojo Draminyangita Chadulampo Rinpoche Lokinda Rinpoche Nututa Rinpoche Jangdu Sumo Rinpoche Shalomampo Rinpoche Lo Nukukolo Rinpoche Nujando Rinpoche Jangsha Che Chenpa Bumpa Nangisha Duni Nutudawa. My own and others' body, speech, mind, and wealth and virtues are the three times. This pure, precious mandala and a massive amount of Vajra offerings I mentally take and offer to you, Guru Yudam, and the three precious ones. Please accept them through compassion and bestow your inspiration. Saji Poki Jushi Meiton Traveling ni degen party sange jindu mi te yo yi ro kunam da jing la Please, Holy Jetson Guru, from the billowing clouds of compassion and wisdom in the sky of the Dharmakaya, make rainfalls of profound, extensive teachings of whatever is suitable for the ears of sentient beings who are the objects to be subdued. Idam Guru Ratna Mandala Kamniyatayami. Sange chodam sogi chonam la jangchu badu dagni kapsuchi dagi jin sogi pedi dagi jola penche sange drupashu sange chodam sogi chonam la jangchu badu dagni kapsuchi dagi jin sogi pedi dagi jola penche sange drupashu sange chodam sogi chonam la Jangchu Badu Dagni Kapsuchi Dagi Jinsogi Pedi Dagi Jola Penche Sange Drupasho. Please bless me to devote myself in thought and action to the virtuous teacher, the very source of all good. By training in the path that pleases all the conquerors, may I reach unsurpassed enlightenment. Please bless me to devote myself in thought and action to the virtuous teacher, the very source of all goodness. By training in the path that pleases all the conquerors, may I reach unsurpassed enlightenment. Please bless me to devote myself in thought and action to the virtuous teacher, the very source of all goodness. By training in the path that pleases all the conquerors, may I reach unsurpassed enlightenment. Okay, first round. Ladang lamin chopengi zavni pamela today. Pompa kunle Josepe Jomayum la chatalo. Ladang lamin chopengi zavni pamela today. Pompa kunle Josepe Jomayum la chatalo. Ladang lamin chopengi zavni pamela today. Pompa kunle Josepe Jomayum la chasalo Ladang lamin chopengi Zabni pemo la tude Pompa kunle Josepe Jomayum la chasalo Ladang lamin chopengi Zabni pemo la tude Pompa kunle Josepe Jomayum la chasalo Ladang lamin chopengi Zavni pemo la tude Pompa kunle Josepe Jomayum la chasalo Ladang lamin chopengi Zavni pemo la tude Pompa kunle Josepe Jomayum la chasalo Omaya tare sapariva agam prati sahum soha. Omaya tare sapariva padyam prati sahum soha. Omaya tare sapariva pupe prati sahum soha. Omaya tare sapariva dupe prati sahum soha. Omaya tare sapariva aloke prati sahum soha. Omaya tare sapariva yande prati sahum soha. Omaya tare sapariva nude prati sahum soha. Omaya tare sapariva shabda prati sahum soha. Aryatari sapariva ahum. To Aryatara's holy feet I prostrate. I present clouds of every type of offering, actual and imagined. I declare all my negative actions accumulated since beginningless time, and rejoice in the merit of all holy and ordinary beings. Please remain until the end of psychic existence and turn the wheel of Dharma for living beings. I dedicate my own merits and those of all others to the great enlightenment. Shinkan Uwashu Om Badra Bhumi Ahum Wensesegizashi Om Badra Reki Ahum Chia Chari Koi Koe Yusu Riga Pori Rab Shalu Papo Lo Zambuling Nu Balan Cho Dra Draminyan Ludan Lupa Naya Danaya Yoden Yoda Chojo Dramin Yanga Dramin Yangida Sadhu Lampo Rinpoche Lokinda Rinpoche Nututa Rinpoche Jangdu Sumo Rinpoche Shalom Lampo Rinpoche Lord Nukut Kolo Rinpoche Nu Jangdu Nobo Rinpoche Jangsha Terchen Chempo Bumpa Nangi Shadu Nima Nutudawa. My own and others' body, speech, and mind, wealth and virtues are the three times this pure and precious mandala with a mass amount of Ajah's offerings. I mentally take and offer to my Guru Yidam and the three precious ones. Please accept them through compassion and bestow your inspiration. Saji Poki Jushin Meto Tra Rabli Chi Ni De Padi Sange Jindu Mi Te Owa Hidro Kuna Da Jima Cho Pasho. In the land encircled by snow mountains, you are the source of all happiness and good. All powerful Chemazi Tenzin Gyatso, please remain until samsara ends. Idam Guru Ratna Mandala Kamniya Tayami. Sange Chodam Soki Chonamla Jangchu Badu Dagni Kapsuchi Dagi Jinsogi Pedi Dagi Drola Penchi Sange Drupa Shu Sange Chodam Soki Chonamla Jangchu Badu Dagni Kapsuchi Dagi Jinsogi Pedi Dagi Drola Penchi Sange Drupa Shu Sange Chodam Sogi Chonam La Jangchu Badu Nikapsuchi Dagi Jinsogi Pedi Dagi Drola Penchi Sange Drupasho. Let me and all those who need protection come under the supreme giving gesture of your right hand, as well as the refuge granting gesture that liberates from all fears. Okay, so we start the praises with two praises. Om, I prostrate to noble transcendent liberator. Homage Tara swift heroic, eyes like lightning instantaneous, sprung from open stamens of the Lord of Three Born Two Born Lotus. Homage to you, face combines 100 ornaments at full, blazing with bright rays resplendent, as the thousand star collection. Homage golden blue one lotus, water born in hand adorning, giving effort calm austerities, patience, meditation, earthly. Homage crown of Tathagatas, action triumph without limit, relied on by conquered children, having reached every perfection. Homage filling with Chitara, whom desire direction and space, trampling with the feet the seven worlds, able to draw forth all beings. Homage worshipped by the All Lord, Chakra Ari Brahma Maru, honored by the host of spirits, course raisers, Gandharas, Yakshas. Homage with a train pace out, dispersed by diagrams, heavy pressing left outrighted, blazing in a raging fireblaze. Homage to Ray very dreadful, destroyer of Mara's champions. She with frowning lotus visage, who is slayer of all enemies. Homage had her heart of fingers, adorned with her Vajra mudra. Light rays masters all excited, all directions wheels adorn her. Homage she so joyous radiant, crown her meeting gallons of light, Bethel laughing with Chitara, subjugating Mara's devas. Homage she able to summon all earth guardians assemblies, shaking crowning with a hum sign, saving from every misfortune. Homage crowned adorned with crescent, moon ornaments were shining, amid tabor in her hand, sending out my tide eternal. Homage she with the blaze light, eon in the fire body. Russia lifters joy around you, troops of enemies destroying. Homage she strikes the ground with her palm and foot beats it, scaling with the letter home, the seven levels she does come. Homage, happy, virtuous, peaceful, shield, peace, Nirvana. She endowed with Omen Soha, destroyer of great evil. Homage, she rejoice around it, tearing foes' bodies asunder. Priest with home and knowledge mantra. Arrangement of the 10 letters. Homage, she to the letter of the shape of syllable home. 5 foot stamping shakes the 3 worlds. Mary, Manda, and Vinya. Homage, holding in her hand the hammock moon of Deva Lake form, which was for Kantara Ampe, total leader spelling poison. Hamichi, gods and their kings, and the kinnerers to honor. Ahmed in all joyful splendor, she disposed bad dreams and conflicts. Hamichi is 2 eyes bright with radiance, the sun and full moon. With Tortara and Tutare, she disposed of the contagion. Homage for liberating, powered by the set of 3 natures, destroys hopes of spirit structures, and raise corpses superinture. These praises with root mantras and prostrations thus are 21. Oh, my prostrate to noble transcendent liberator. Homage Tara, swift heroic, eyes like lightning instantaneous, sprang from open stamens of the Lord of 3.2 lotus. Homage she his face combines 100 ornaments at full, blazing with light rays resplendent, as a 1,000-star collection. Homage golden blue on lotus, water born in hand adorning, giving effort calm austerities, patience meditation hers. Homage crowned Tathagatas, action triumph without limit, relied on by conquered children, having reached every perfection. Homage filling with Chitara, whom desire direction and space, trampling with the feet the 7 world, able to draw all beings. Homage worshipped by the All Lords, Chakra Amri Brahma Maru, honored by the host of spirits, Kosra's Gandhara's Yakshas. Homage with the tray and pesa, disposed magic diagrams, heavy pressing left out riding, blazing in a raging fireplace. Homage to a very dreadful, destroyer of Mara's champions. She was running Lotus Visage, who is slayer of all enemies. Homage had a heart of fingers, adorned her with Vajra mudra. Light rays masters all excited, all directions wheels adorn her. Homage she so joyous radiant, crown emitting garlands of light. Bethu laughing with Chitare, subjugating Mara's devas. Homage she able to summon all earth guardians assemblies, shaking crowning with a hum sign, saving from every misfortune. Homage crown adorned with crescent, moon ornaments were shining, Amitabha in the hand, sending out my light eternal. Homage she with the blaze light, eon in the fire abiding, rush up left her torch around you, troops of enemies destroying. Homage she strikes the ground with her palm and foot beats it, scaling with the letter hum, the 7 levels she does conquer. Homage, happy, virtuous, peaceful, shields, peace, Nirvana. She endowed with Omen Soha, destroyer of the great evil. Homage, she rejoice around it, tearing foes' bodies asunder. Priest with home and knowledge mantra, arrangement of the 10 letters. Homage to with the letter of the shape of syllable home. 5 foot stamping shakes over the world. Mary, Manda, and Vinya. Homage holding in her hand the hammock moon of David Lake form, which was for Kantara Ampe, totally dispelling poison. Homage to gods and their kings, and the kinnerers to honor. Armored in all joyful splendor, she disposed bad dreams and conflicts. Homage to 2 eyes bright with radiance, the sun and full moon, with Totara and Tutare. She disposed of the contagion. Homage for the liberating, powered by the set of 3 natures, destroys hopes of spirit structures, and raise corpses superinturing. These praises with rich matches and prostrations as 20. Venerable Arya, great treasure of compassion, grant your blessing to increase all favorable conditions and to clear away every obstacle that all migratory beings may swiftly enter the city of eternal joy. Venerable Arya, great treasure of compassion, grant your blessings to increase all favorable conditions and to clear away every obstacle that all migratory beings may swiftly enter the city of eternal joy. Venerable Arya, great treasure of compassion, grant your blessings to increase all favorable conditions and to clear away every obstacle that all migrating beings may swiftly enter the city of eternal joy. Second round. Ladang Lachimin Chopengi, Dabni Pemo Latude, Pompa Kunle Josepe, Jomayum La Chatsalo, Ladang Lamin Chopengi, Shabni Pemo Latude, Pompa Kunle Josepe, Jomayum La Chatsalo, Ladang Lamin Chopengi, Shabni Pemo Latude, Pampa Kunle Josepe, Joma Yumla Chatsalo, Ladang Lamin Chapangi, Shabni Pemo Latude, Pampa Kunle Josepe, Joma Yumla Chatsalo, Ladang Lamin Chapangi, Shabni Pemo Latude, Pampa Kunle Josepe, Joma Yumla Chatsalo, Ladang Lamin Chapangi, Shabni Pamo Latude, Pampa Kunle Josepe, Jomayum La Chatsalo, Ladang Lamin Chapangi, Shabni Pamo Latude, Pampa Kunle Josepe, Jomayum La Chatsalo. Maria Tare Sapariwa. Agam pratisahum soha. Amayatare sapariwa. Padyam pratisahum soha. Amayatare sapariwa. Pupe pratisahum soha. Amayatare sapariwa. Dupe pratisahum soha. Maria Tare Sapariwa. Alake pratisahum soha. Maria Tare Sapariwa. Gande pratisahum soha. Maria Tare Sapariwa. Nude pratisahum soha. Maria Tare Sapariwa. Shabda pratisahum soha. Aryatara Saparivari Om Ahum. To Aryatara's holy feet I prostrate. I present clouds of every type of offering, actual and imagined. I declare all my negative actions accumulated since beginning this time, and rejoice in the meritable, holy, and ordinary beings. Please remain until the end of cyclic existence and turn the wheel of Dharma for living beings. I dedicate my own merits and those of all others to the great enlightenment. Jinkam Urjuro Vajrabhumi Ahum Wensesegizaji Vajreki Ahum Chi Chari Koi Kikoe Yusu Rigapuri Ram Shalupa Lo Sambuli Nubalan Chodra Dramingan Ludan Lupa Nayan Dandayan Shen Yodan Todo Chojo Dramin Yanga Dramin Yangida Sadhu Lampo Rinpoche Lokinda Rinpoche Nututa Rinpoche Jangdu Sumo Rinpoche Chalo Mampo Rinpoche Lodo Kukolo Rinpoche Nudan Tunobo Rinpoche Jangsha Tetra Chempo Bumpa Nangi Shadu Nima Nutu Dawa. My own and others' body, speech, mind, wealth, and virtues are the three times. This pure and precious mandala and a massless amount of Ajah's offerings I mentally take and offer to my Guru Yidam and the three precious ones. Please accept them for your compassion and display your inspiration. Saji Poki Joshime to tra ra li chi ni de gen party sange shindu mi te o yi ko na jing la cho pa shu. May my venerable Lama's, my venerable Lama's life be firm. His white divine actions spread in the 10 directions. May the torch of the teachings of Losang always remain, dispelling the darkness of all things of the three realms. Irang Guru Ratna Mandala Kamniya Tayami. Sangye Chodam Sogi Chonam La Jangchu Badu Dagni Kapsuchi Dagi Jin Sogi Peti Dagi Jola Penchi Sangye Drup Shu Sangye Chodam Sogi Chonam La Jangchu Badu Dagni Kapsuchi Dagi Jin Sogi Peti Dagi Jola Penchi Sangye Drupa Shu Sangye Chodam Sogi Chonam La Jangchu Badu Dagni Kapsuchi Dagi Jinsogi Pedi Dagi Drola Penchi Sange Drupashu. Let me and all those who need protection come under the supreme giving gesture of your right hand, as well as the refuge granting gesture that liberates from all fears. You do the praises 3 times. I prostrate to noble transcendent liberator. Homage to our swift heroic, eyes like lightning instantaneous, sprung from open stamens of the Lord of Three-Born Lotus. Homage to you, face combines 100 order moons at fullest, blazing with bright rays resplendent, as a 1,000-star collection. Homage golden blue one lotus, water born in hand adorning, giving effort calm austerities, patience meditation heresy. Homage crown of Tathagatas, action triumph without limit, relied on by conqueror's children, having reached every perfection. Homage filling with Chitare, whom desire direction and space, trampling with their feet the 7 worlds, able to draw forth all beings. Homage worshipped by the All-Lord, Chakra Amri Brahma Maru, honored by the host of spirits, cultivated Gandhara Shakshas. Homage to the place, in the first magic diagrams, quickly pressing left out right, blazing in a raging fire blaze. Homage to a very dreadful, destroyer of Mara's champions. She with frowning lotus visage, who is slayer of all enemies. Homage had her heart, her fingers, adorned her with Rudra Mudra. Light rays masters all excited, all directions wheels adorn her. Homage she so joyous radiant, crown amid in garlands of light, mostly laughing with Tutare, subjugating Mara's devas. Homage she able to summon all earth guardians assembly, shaking crowning with a hum sign, saving from every misfortune. Homage crown adorned with prayers and moon ornaments most shining, Amitabha in a hand, sending out much light eternal. Homage she leads a blaze like eon ending fire abiding, bright red dress with choice around you, troops of enemies destroying. Homage she strikes the ground with her palm and foot beats it, scaling with the letter hum, the 7 levels she does conquer. Homage happy, virtuous, peaceful, she is filled with peace nirvana. She endowed with love and soha, destroyer of the great evil. Homage she adjusts surrounded, tearing both bodies asunder. Priest with home and knowledge mantra, arrangement of the 10 letters. Homage to a witty letter of the shape of syllable home. 5-foot sampling shakes the 3 worlds, Mary, Manda, and Binya. Homage holding in a hand the hammock moon of David Lake Bomb, which was for Kantara Ampe, totally dispelling poison. Homage to you, gods and their king, and the Kinnaras Duana, armored in or joyful splendor. She dispels bad dreams and conflicts. Homage to you, whose eyes bright with radiance of sun and full moon, with Tritara and Tutare. She dispels severe contagion. Homage full of liberating, powered by the set of 3 natures, joyful fruits of spirits yakshas, and raise the hopes of superintuitive. These praises with the root mantras and prostrations of the 21. I prostrate to noble transcendent liberator. Homage to our swift heroic, eyes like lightning instantaneous, sprung from open stamens of the Lord of Three-born, Two-born Lotus. Homage to you, face combines 100 autumn moons at fullest, blazing with white rays resplendent, as a thousand star collection. Homage golden blue and lotus, water-born in hand adorning, giving effort calm austerities, patience, meditation, history. Homage crown of Tathagatas, action triumph without limit, relied on by conquered children, having reached every perfection. Homage filling with Tatara, whom desire direction and space, trampling with the feet the seven worlds, able to draw forth all beings. Homage worshipped by the all Lord, Chakra Amri Brahma Maru, honored by the hopes of spirits, Kosra's Gandhari's Yakshas. Homage with a train pay sounds, disposed magic diagrams, perfect pressing left out riding, blazing in a raging fireblaze. Homage to a very dreadful destroyer of Mara's champions. She with frowning lotus visage, who is slayer of all enemies. Homage had a heart of fingers, adorned her with three drew mudra. Light rays masters all excited, all directions wheels adorn her. Homage she so joyous radiant, crowned amiding garlands of light. Methu laughing with Titare, subjugating Mara's devas. Homage she able to summon all earth guardians assemblies, shaking with running with her home sign, saving from every misfortune. Homage crown adorned with crescent, moon ornaments were shining, Amitabha in her hand, not sending out my tide eternal. Homage she with the blaze light, eon and deep fire abiding, right just with joy surround you, troops of enemies destroying. Homage she who strikes the ground with her palm and foot beats it, scaling with the letter whom the seven levels she does conquer. Homage happy, virtuous, peaceful. She is filled with peace nirvana. She endowed with Om and Soha, destroyer of the great evil. Homage she joy surrounded, tearing foes bodies asunder. Reads with home and knowledge mantra, arrangement of the 10 letters. Homage to a witty letter of the shape of syllable home. By foot stamping shakes the three worlds, Mary, Amanda, and Vinya. Homage holding in a hand the hammock moon of David Lake form, which I spoken Tara MP, totally dispelling poison. Homage to you, gods and their kings, and the kinnerers do honor. Armored in all joyful splendor, she dispels bad dreams and conflicts. Homage to you, two eyes bright with radiance of sun and full moon. With her Tara and to Tara, she dispels to be contagion. Homage for liberating, power by the three natures, destroys hopes of spirit chakras, and raise corpses shivering to these bruises with root mantras and prostrations thus are 21. Arm I prostrate to noble transcendental liberator. Homage Tara swift heroic, eyes like lightning instantaneous, sprung from open stamens of the Lord of Three-born Lotus. Homage you, face combines 100 autumn moons at fullest, blazing with white rays resplendent, as a thousand star collection. Homage golden blue and lotus, water born in hand adorned, giving effort calm austerities, patience, meditation, hershey. Homage crown of Tathagatas, action triumph without limit, relied on by conquered children, having reached every perfection. Homage filling with Tutare, whom desire direction and space, trampling with the feet the seven worlds, able to rule all beings. Homage worshipped by the all Lord, Chakra Amri Brahma Maru, honored by the hopes of spirits, Kopshas Gandhari's Yakshas. Homage with a train pay sounds, destroy foes magic diagrams, perfect pressing left out riding, blazing in a raging fireblaze. Homage to a very dreadful destroyer of Mara's champions. She with frowning lotus visage, who is slayer of all enemies. Homage had a heart of fingers, adorned her with three mudra. Light rays masters all excited, all directions will adorn her. Homage she so joyous radiant, crown her meeting garlands of light. Methu laughing with Tutare, subjugating Mara's devas. Homage she able to summon all the guardians assembly, shaking frowning with a home sun, saving from every misfortune. Homage crown adorned with crescent, moon ornaments my shining, Amitabha in her hair knot, sending out my tide eternal. Homage you with the blaze light, eon-ending fire abiding, rush of leopard just surround you, troops of enemies destroying, homage you strikes the ground with her palm and foot beats it, scowling with the letter whom the 7-level cheaters conquer, homage happy, virtuous, peaceful, shields feels peace nirvana, she endowed with Lama Soha, destroyer of the great evil, homage she rejoice around her, tearing first bodies asunder, breathes with home and knowledge mantra, arrangement of the 10 letters, homage to a whisky letter, of the shape of syllable home, 5 foot 7 shakes the 3 words, Mary, Amanda, and Vinya, homage holding in her hand the hairmark moon of David Lake form, which was Tarkantara and Pei, totally dispelling poison, homage to you, gods and their kings, and the Kinnaras to honor, armored in all joyful splendor, she dispels bad dreams and conflict, homage to you, 2 eyes bright with radiance of sun and full moon, which was Tara and Tutare, she dispels the contagion, homage for the liberating, powered by the set of 3 natures, destroys hopes of spiritual actions, and raised course of superinture. These praises with root mantras and prostrations thus are 21. Venerable Arya, great treasure of compassion, grant your blessing to increase all favorable conditions and to clear away every obstacle that all migrated beings may swiftly enter city of eternal joy. Venerable Arya, great treasure of compassion, grant your blessings to increase all favorable conditions and to clear away every obstacle that all migratory beings may swiftly enter the city of eternal joy. Venerable Arya, great treasure of compassion, grant your blessings to increase all favorable conditions and to clear away every obstacle that all migratory beings may swiftly enter the city of eternal joy. So now we'll bless the chai. So we use the verse that's on page 173 and the last 3 syllables, change them from Chaksalo to Chobabu. Om Ahum, Om Ahum, Om Ahum. Ladang Lamin Chopengi, Shabni Pamola Tude, Pompa Kunle Josepe, Jomayam La Chobabu. Special dedications for tonight. What are we, Tara Puja? Okay, Pauline wants to dedicate to His Holiness the Dalai Lama for all our precious teachers, Geshe Sutram, and all the Sangha at CI. May all obstacles be cleared immediately in this instant and make a clear path for the benefit of all sentient beings. May Lama Zopa's return be swift. We also have a special dedication for harmony and prosperity with CI and CNC, success of all grant applications made by CI, success in finding a qualified housekeeping manager to offer services to the centre, success in finding a qualified and suitable centre director for CI, and for Caro to have success in her visa application. May His Holiness the Dalai Lama have a long and healthy life. May all his work for the Tibetan people and peace throughout the world have great success. May all his students and followers be harmonious and gain great realizations. May all his holy wishes be effortlessly and spontaneously fulfilled. Please pray and dedicate for Rinpoche to be reborn as quickly as possible in a place where he can be very quickly recognized and be of most benefit to sentient beings. May Tenzin Osel Hita have a long and stable life. May all his wishes be fulfilled and may all his projects be successful. May Khensa Rinpoche Losam Rigzun, Geshe Losam Jamyang, Geshe Punsong Sutram, and all our precious teachers have good health, success, and long life. May we always meet with such infinitely kind teachers who inspire us to enter the Mahayana path and teach us the methods to attain enlightenment. May all obstacles to the building of the Maitreya statue be instantly removed. May this great statue be accomplished quickly according to the holy wishes of Lama Yeshe and Kabje Lama Zopa Rinpoche. May all those who rely upon and have made specific requests to Kabje Lama Zopa Rinpoche be free of obstacles to having a long and healthy life. May they be able to achieve all the realizations of the path in this lifetime, and may all their activities please the Guru, and in all their lives may they be guided by qualified Mahayana virtuous friends, and may all their Dharma wishes succeed immediately. May all the students and friends who work so hard for the FPMT in the service of the Dharma, who sacrifice their lives for Buddhist teachings and to relieve the suffering of sentient beings, have long and healthy lives. May they realize the path to enlightenment as quickly as possible. May all the sponsors and benefactors of Chenrezig Institute, especially the 1,000 armed Chenrezig members and their families, have long and healthy lives and realize all their Dharma wishes quickly. May the Gubbi Gubbi people on whose country Chenrezig Institute sits have healthy and happy lives. We pay our respect to their elders both past and present. Please pray that the following people are reborn in a pure land or take a perfect human rebirth, meet with perfectly qualified Mahayana gurus and Mahayana teachings, and quickly become enlightened. All those killed due to war, terrorism, or natural disasters, and all who met an untimely death. All those who have died from COVID-19, all those who have died in the war between Russia and Ukraine. Venerable Tupten Pemo, Annette McGuinness, Mercedes Garcia Guerrero, Gillian Kane, Pang Li T. Lang, Mark Lewis, Ong Ken June, Pat Lowe, James Gravis, Claire Collins, Linda Harris, Lok Gan Sen, Mark Alexander Cole, D. Marie Rosetta, Robert Andrew Shun, His DeBoer, Paola Cassetta, Dan Connolly, David Maloney, Paul Bradley, Nugent T. Lok, Jolene Heath, Marlene Robbins, Molly Pang Mi Fong, Ghislaine Gardini, Mark Wallace, Jose Augusto Lima de Abrevio, Craig Gamble, Mrs. Yun Yi Ling, Hunya T. Ban, Mandy Fei Yang Chris, Lionel Tessa, John Lanchley, E. Yao, Michael Long, Tushin Gomajaf, Ignacio Gonzalez, Hilton Lucas Serrero, Edmund Pham, Eden Carmack, Alexandra Mega, Angus Mary Sanderson, Shane Jordan, S.B. Kamala, Diana Paola, Charlie Coleman, Igor Bezerov, Madam Lee Chu Yung, Simon Rayner, Kinu Roshinuga, Yang Selamo, Chong Boon Sin, Helen Anderson, Isabel Vuga, Elizabeth Norman, Alij Majid, Adri Fair, MS Wen Chung Yung, Gacina Lydia de Rocha de Vieira, Sender Duran Bojalu, Juan de Vincent Luna, Jacques Newbell, Barbara Robson, O Moon Chu, Yuk Chun Lee, James O'Neill, Lloyd Trapp, and Vic Wright. And also pray for a perfect human rebirth for the following animals. All those killed during gardening, cleaning, or other activities at the centre. The lizard, baby snake at Seymour Close, Marcus the dog, kangaroo and old roadkill, Nala the dog, Joanna the cat, Boris at Harmony Hut, baby possum, and Addison. We make prayers to the deities of the elements for the following people with health and life obstacles. All those affected by COVID-19, all those affected by the war between Russia and the Ukraine, all asylum seekers in detention, all being cared for by Karuna and Chidamani hospices. John McRae, Christina Russo, Renate Olgavli, Clarice and Ricky Luchik, Tanya Duratovic, JC Keeley, Rose Linwood, Alana Miles, Sienna Miles, Christine Malloy, Annie Fran, Barry Warwick, Dan Parker, Marie Penne and her cat, Richard Gillow, Jane Bancroft, Colin and Kaya, Joan Holly and family, Grace Farley, Jane Fogarter, Marie Saxon, Anita Gledden, Doug Norman, that's that second one, Grace Farley, Michael Boetry, Dot Venable K. Minor, Heine DeBella, Brendan the musician, Lorraine Donovan, Barbara Compton, Carmen Gonzalez, Nigan Chi Van, Jose Luis Perez Gonzalez, Nilwan Tupton, Chris Perez Compton, Barry Compton, Caitlin Rosenthal. We also make prayers for the following animals who are unwell. All the animals in Australia Zoo Wildlife Hospital, all animals facing slaughter, exploitation and exploitation, all animals caught in bushfire, flood and drought, and Rembrandt the dog. May the hearts of people throughout the world be filled with tolerance, understanding and compassion for each other. May the leaders of nations recall their responsibility for the well-being of their citizens, ensuring that their actions are guided by wisdom, courage and compassion. May all those who are experiencing pain, fear and devastation as a result of war, terrorism and natural disasters be instantly relieved of their suffering. And we pray that peace, happiness and harmony prevail throughout the 10 directions where all sentient beings dwell. Okay, I'm just going to have a drink for a second. Okay, so page 173. Ladang lamin chopengi shabni pamola tude pompa kunle Giuseppe Joma yum la chasalo, la dang la min chupangi, samni pamo la tude, pompa kun le Josepe, Joma yum la chasalo, la dang la min chupangi, samni pamo la tude, pompa kun le Josepe, Joma yum la chasalo, la dang la min chupangi, Samni Pamola Tude, Pompa Kunle Giuseppe, Roma Yumla Chasalo, Ladang Lamin Chopangi, Shamni Pamola Tude, Pompa Kunle Giuseppe, Roma Yumla Chasalo, Ladang Lamin Chopangi, Shamni Pamola Tude, Pompa Kunle Giuseppe, Jomayam la chasalo, la dang la min chopangi, samni pamo la tude, pompa con le Giuseppe, Jomayam la chasalo. Maria tare sapariva, agam pratisa hum soha. Maria tare sapariva, Padyam pratisahum soha. Om Arya Tare Sapariva. Pupe pratisahum soha. Om Arya Tare Sapariva. Dupe pratisahum soha. Om Arya Tare Sapariva. Alake pratisahum soha. Amaya tare sapariva. Gande pratisahum soha. Amaya tare sapariva. Nude pratisahum soha. Amaya tare sapariva. Shabda pratisahum soha. Aryatara Saparivai Om Ahum. To Aryatara's holy feet I prostrate. I present clouds of every type of offering, actual and imagined. I declare all my negative actions accumulated since beginningless time, and rejoice in the merit of all holy and ordinary beings. Please remain until the end of cyclic existence and turn the wheel of Dharma for living beings. I dedicate my own merits and those of all others to the great enlightenment. Jinkam Uwashu Om Vajrabhumi Ahum Wensesegizaji Om Vajrareki Ahum Chi Chari Koi Kikoe Yusu Rigapori Rab Shalupapo Lo Zambuling Nu Balancho Jan Draminyan Ludan Lupan Nayan Dan Nayan Yodan Chodro Dramin Yangida Shadu Lampo Rinpoche Lokinda Rinpoche Nututa Rinpoche Jagdu Sumo Rinpoche Shalomampo Rinpoche Lobnu Kukolo Rinpoche Nujangdu Nobo Rinpoche Jangshe Tenche Jempo Bumpa Nangi Shadu Nima Nutudawa. My own love's body, speech, and mind, wealth and virtues of the 3 times, this pure and precious mandala, and a massless amount of Ajah's offerings. I mentally take and offer to you, Guru Yidam, and the 3 precious ones. Please accept them through compassion and bestow your inspiration. Saji Poki Joshi Tog Tra Rolling Chi Ni Degam Padi Sange Jindu Mite Yitro Kunanda Shila Chopasho Please bless myself and others to accomplish all our purposes in accordance with the Dharma just as we wish, and to pacify immediately the group of hindrances such as sicknesses, harm by spirit, and other obstacles. Idam Guru Ratna Mandala Kamniya Tayami. Sangye Chodam Sogi Chonam La Jangchu Badu Dagni Kapsuchi Dagi Jin Sogi Pedi Dagi Drola Penche Sangye Drupashu Sangye Chodam Sogi Chonam La Jangchu Badu Dagni Kapsuchi Dagi Jin Sogi Pedi Dagi Drola Penche Sangye Drupashu Sangye Choram Sogi Chonam La Jangchu Badu Dagni Kapsuchi Dagi Jin Sogi Pedi Dagi Drola Penche Sangye Drupashu. From her exalted body a stream of nectar flows and enters the crown of the beneficiary and myself, completely filling our bodies and granting all blessings. Shall we do the praises 7 times after I have to think? I prostrate to noble transcendent liberator. Homage tower swift heroic. Eyesight lightning instantaneous. Sprung from open stamens of the Lord of Three-born lotus. Homage to person lines 100 order moves at fullest. Blazing with bright rays resplendent as a thousand star collection. Homage golden blue on lotus. Border born in hand adorning. Giving effort calm austerities. Patience meditation hersey. Homage crown of Tathagata. Action triumph without limit, relied on by conqueror's children, having reached every perfection, homage feeling with Tutare, whom desire direction and space, grappling with the feet the 7 world, able to draw forth all beings, homage worshipped by the All Lord, Chakra Amri Brahma, honored by the host of spirits, cultivated Gandhara Yakshas, homage with a train pay sounds, destroys metric diagram, every pressing left out riding, blazing in a raging fireblaze, homage to a very dreadful, destroyer of marriage champion, she with frowning lotus visage, who is slayer of all enemies. Homage had a heart of fingers, adorned her with Srijun Mudra, light rays masses all excited, all directions wheels adorn her, homage she so joyous radiant, crown her meeting gowns of light, Mercury laughing with Chitari, subjugating Mara's devas, homage she able to summon, all earth guardians assembly, shaking frowning with a hum sigh, saving from every misfortune, homage crowned adorned with crescent, moon ornaments by shining, Amitabha in her hair knot, sending out the light eternal, homage she wreath ablaze like eon ending fire abiding, righteous lifted to surround you, troops of enemies destroying, homage she who strikes the ground with, her palm foot beats it, scowling with the letter home the 7 levels she does conquer, homage happy, virtuous, peaceful, she is fearless, peace nirvana, she endowed with Om Soha, destroyer of the great evil, homage she so joyous radiance, stirring his body asunder, pleased with home and knowledge mantra, arrangement of the 10 letters, homage to a whisky letter, of the shape of syllable home, 5 foot stamping shakes the 3 worlds, Marimanda and Vinya, homage holding in a hand the hammock moon of David Lakewell, which were Turkantara MP, totally dispelling poison, homage to gods of their kings, and the kinnaras to honor, armored in all joyful splendor, she dispels bad dreams and conflicts, homage to two eyes bright with radiance of sun and full moon, which like Hara and Chitara, she dispels every contagion, homage to the liberating, power by the 3 natures, destroys hopes of spirit actions, and raise corpses supreme Turi. These praises with root mantra and prostrations are 21. I prostrate to noble transcendent liberator. Homage tower, swift heroic. Eyesight lightning instantaneous. Sprung from open stamens of the Lord of Three-born lotus. Homage to whose face combines 100 order moons at fullest. Blazing with vibration resplendent as a thousand star collection. Homage golden blue on lotus. Border born in hand adorning. Giving effort calm austerities. Patience meditation history. Homage crown of Tathagata. Action triumph without limit, relied on by conquered children, having reached every perfection. Homage filling with Tutare, whom desire direction and space, trampling with the feet the seven will, able to draw thoughtful being. Homage worshipped by the All Lord, Chakra Amri Brahma Mara, honored by the hopes of spirit, corpse raised Gandhara actions. Homage with a train pace, this was phonetic diagrams, heavily pressing left upright. Placing in a raging fire blaze, homage to a very dreadful, destroyer of Mara's champion, you with frowning lotus visage, who is slayer of all enemies. Homage at her heart of fingers, adorn her with three mudra, light rays masters all excited, all directions wheels adorn her. Homage she so joyous radiant, crown emitting gowns of light, mercy laughing with Tutare, subjugating Mara's devas. Homage she able to summon, all its guardians assemblies, shaking crowning with a home side, saving from every misfortune. Homage crown adorned with crescent, moon ornaments were shining, Amitabha in a hand knot, sending out much light eternal. Homage shield with waves like eon and in fire abiding, righteous death just around you, troops of enemies destroying. Homage shield strikes the ground with her palm and foot beats it, scaling with the letter hum, the seven levels she does conquer. Homage happy, virtuous, peaceful, shields through the peace nirvana. She endowed with Om and Soha, destroyer of the great evil were surrounded, tearing first bodies asunder, faced with home and knowledge mantra, arrangement of the 10 letters, homage shure we see letter, of the shape of syllable, hum, 5 foot 7 shakes for 3 will, Mary Amanda and Vinya, homage holding in the hand the Hemok moon of Deva lake form, we touch spoken Tara MP, totally dispelling poison, homage you gods and their kings, and the kinnerers to honor, armored in all joyful splendor, she dispels bad dreams and conflict. Homage she, two eyes bright with radiance of sun and full moon. With her Tara and Tutare, she dispels every contagion. Homage for the liberating, Papa is set of three natures, destroys hopes of spiritual actions, and raised corpses of Ture. These praises with root mantras and prostrations last 21. Oh, my prostrate to noble transcendent liberator, homage tower swift heroic, eyes like lightning instantaneous, sprung from open same as altar, Lord of three bone T-bone lotus, homage to you, face combines 100 ornaments at fullest, blazing with vibration resplendent, as a fastened star collection, homage golden blue on lotus, water born in hand adorned, giving effort calm austerities, patient meditation herstory, homage crown of Tathagata, action triumph without limit, relied on by conquered children, having reached every perfection, homage filling with Tutare, whom desire direction and space, trampling with the feet the seven will, able to draw thoughtful beings, homage worshipped by the old Lord, Chakra Amri Brahma Maru, honored by the host of spirits, cultivated Gandhara Yakshas, homage with a trained pace, disposed magic diagrams, heavy pressing left upright, blazing in a raging fireblaze, homage to a very dreadful, destroyer of Mara's champions, she with frowning lotus visage, who is slayer of all enemies, homage at her heart of fingers, adorn her with three true mudra, light rays masters all excited, all directions wheels adorn her, homage she so joyous radiant, crown emitting garlands of light, both her laughing with Titara, subjugating Mara's devas, homage she able to summon, all its guardians assembly, shaking crowning with a humsa, saving from every misfortune, homage crown adorned with crescent, moon ornaments were shining, Amitabha in a hand knot, sending out much light eternal, homage she bleed the blaze light, eon ending fire abiding, righteous death rejoice around you, troops of enemies destroying, homage she who strikes the ground with her palm and foot beats it, scaling with the letter home, the seven levels she does conquer, homage happy, virtuous, peaceful, shield whose peace nirvana, she endowed with woman Soha, destroyer of the great evil, homage she rejoice around it, tearing foes bodies asunder, priest with home and knowledge mantra, arrangement of the 10 letters, homage to a witty letter, of the shape of syllable, home, 5 foot 7 shakes the 3 worlds, Mary, Amanda, and Binya, homage holding in the hand the Hemok moon of David Lake form, which has spoken Tara and Pei, turtle leaves spelling poise. Homage you, gods and their kings, and the kinnerers do honor, armored in all joyful splendor, she dispels bad dreams and conflicts, Homage she who was bright with radiance the sun and full moon, with her turtle and tutare, subdue her contagion. Homage for liberating, Papa is said three natures, destroys hosts of spiritual actions, and raids corpses superinturing. These praises with root mantras and prostrations, Sasa 21. Oh, my prostrated noble transcendent liberator, homage tower swift heroic, eyes like lightning instantaneous, sprung from open stamens of the Lord of three-born two-born lotus, homage whose face combines 100 ornaments at fullest, blazing with white rich resplendent, as of thousand star collection, homage golden blue on lotus, water born in hand adorning, giving effort calm austerities, patience meditation herstory, homage crown of Tathagatas, actions triumph without limit, relied on by conquered children, having reached every perfection, homage filling with Chitari, whom desire direction and space, trampling with the feet the seven worlds, able to draw forth all beings, homage worshipped by the All Lord, Chakra Ami Brahma Maru, honored by the hopes of spirits, cause raises Gandharish actions, homage with a train pace out, destroys first magic diagrams, perfect pressing left out riding, blazing in a raging fireblaze, homage to a very dreadful destroyer of Mara's champions, she with frowning lotus visage, who is slayer of all enemies, homage at her heart of fingers, adorn her with three true mudra, light race masters all excited, all directions wheels adorn her, homage she so joyous radiant, grounding sounds of light, Mehu laughing with Tutare, subjugating Mara's devas, homage she able to summon all earth guardians assemblies, shaking frowning with a humsa, saving from every misfortune. Homage crown adorned with prayers, moon ornaments were shining, and Mataba in a hair knot, sending out much light eternal. Homage she with a blaze light, the unending fire abiding, private lift joy surrounds you, troops of tries the ground with her palm and foot beats it, scaling with the letter whom the seven level she does conquer. Homage happy, virtuous, peaceful. She is fearless, peace, nirvana. She endowed with Om Soha, destroyer of great evil. Homage she rejoice around it, tearing first bodies asunder. Reads with home and knowledge mantra, arrangement of the 10 letters. Homage to a we see letter of the shape of syllable hum. 5 foot 7 shakes the three words. Mary Amanda and Binya, homage holding in her hand the hammock moon of David Lakefall, which was fucking Tower and Pay, total leaders spelling poison, homage to gods and their kings, and their kin are as Duana, armored in all joyful splendor, she dispels red dreams and calm. Homage to was bright with radiance and sun and full moon, with her tower and Titare. She is supposed to be contagion. Homage for liberating. Papa, the set of three natures. Destroys hopes of spiritual justice, and raise corpses between Ture. These praises with root mantras and frustrations thus are 21. Oh, my prostrate noble transcendent liberator, homage to our swift heroic, I saw lightning instantaneous, sprung from open stamens of the Lord of three-born, two-born lotus, homage to you, face combines 100 ornaments at fullest, blazing with my race resplendent, as a thousand star collection, homage golden blue on lotus, water born in hand adorning, giving effort calm austerities, patience meditation herstory, homage crown of Tathagatas, action triumph without limit, relied on by conquered children, having reached every perfection, homage filling with Tutare, whom desire direction and space, trampling with their feet the seven worlds, able to draw forth all beings, homage worshipped by the All Lord, Shakri Amri Brahma Maru, honored by the hopes of spirits, Kosra's Gandharish actions, homage with a train pay sound, dispersed magic diagrams, perfect pressing left out riding, blazing in a raging fireplace, homage to a very dreadful, destroyer of Mara's champions, she with frowning lotus visage, who is slayer of all enemies, homage at her heart of fingers, adorned her with three mudra, light race masters all excited, All directions wheels adorn her. Homage she's so joyous, radiant, crown emitting gallons of light, method laughing with Tatari, subjugating Mars Devas. Homage she able to summon all its guardians assembly, taking crowning with a hum side, saving from every misfortune. Homage crown adorned with crescent, moon ornaments were shining, Emma tower in a hand, sending out my side eternal. Homage to you with the blaze light, eon ending fire body, Russia lifted surround you, troops of enemies destroying. Homage to you strikes the ground with her palm of beats, scowling with the letter home, the 7 level shooters conquer. Homage happy, wretched, peaceful, shield, field of peace, nirvana. She endowed with Lama and Soha, destroyer of the great evil. Homage to you, joy surrounded, tearing foes' bodies asunder. Peace with home and knowledge mantra, arrangement of the 10 letters. Homage to a we see letter of the shape of syllable home. 5 foot 7 shakes the 3 words. Mary, Amanda, and Binya. Homage holding in a hand the hammock moon of David Lake form. With her for Kantara MP, totally dispelling poison. Homage to you, gods and their kings, and the kinnerers to honor. Armored in all joyful splendor. He dispels bad dreams and conflicts. Homage to you, 2 eyes bright with radiance, the sun and full moon. With her tower and Titare, she dispels the big contagion. Homage for the liberating, powered by the set of 3 natures, destroys hosts of hero chakras, and raise courses with Venture. These praises with root mantras, thus frustrations, thus are 21. Ah, my prostrate and noble transcendent liberator. Homage towers with heroic, eyesight lightning instantaneous, sprung from open stamens of the Lord of 3 1 2 1 lotus. Homage to you, space combines 100 ordered moons of fullness, blazing with bright rays resplendent, as a 1,000 star collection. Homage golden blue on lotus, water born in hand adorning, giving efforts calm austerities, patience meditation herstory. Homage crowned of Tathagatas, action triumph without limit, relied on by conquered children, having reached every perfection. Homage filling with Tatare, whom desire direction and space, trampling with their feet the 7 world, able to draw thoughtful beings. Homage worshipped by the All Lord, Chakra Amri Brahma Mara, honored by the hopes of spirits, cultivates Gandhara actions. Homage with a train pace out, destroy for his magic diagram, effort pressing left upright, blazing in a raging fireblaze. Homage to a very dreadful destroyer of Mara's champions. She with frowning lotus visage, who is slayer of all enemies. Homage had a heart of fingers, adorned her with Rudra Mudra. Light rays masters all excited, all directions wheels adorn her. Homage she so joyous radiant, crown emitting gallons of light, method laughing with Tutara. She instigating Mara's devas. Homage she able to summon all earth guardians assembly, shaking crowning with a hum side, saving from every misfortune. Homage crown adorned with crescent, mints were shining, Amitabha in a hand, sending out my child eternal. Homage you bleeds a blaze like eon ending fire body, right with joy surround you, troops of enemies destroying. Homage you strikes the ground with their palm of foot beats it, scowling with the letter home, the 7 level shooters conquer. Homage happy, wretches peaceful, shields filled with peace nirvana. She endowed with them and so hard, destroyer of the great evil. Homage she able to surround it, tearing post bodies asunder, reached with home and knowledge mantra, arrangement of the 10 letters. Homage to a witty letter of the shape of syllable home. 5 foot stamping shakes the 3 words, Mary, Amanda, and Binya. Homage holding in her hand the hammock moon of David Lake form, which was spoken her MP, totally dispelling poison. Homage to gods and their kings, and the kinnerers do honor. Armored in all joyful splendor, she dispels bad dreams and conflicts. Homage to you, 2 stars bright with radiance, the sun and full moon, with her chariot and Tutara. She dispels the contagion. Homage for liberating, power set of 3 natures, destroys hosts for spirit actions, and raise corpses of Venture. These praises with the root mantra and prostrations thus are 21. Oh, my prostrate to noble transcendent liberator. Homage Tara, swift heroic, eyesight lightning instantaneous, sprung from open stamens of the Lord of Three-Born, T-Born Lotus, homage to you, face combines 100 order moons at fullest, blazing with white rose resplendent, as a thousand star collection, homage golden blue on lotus, water-born in hand adorned, giving effort calm austerities, patience meditation heavenly, homage crown of Tathagatas, action triumph without limit, relied on by conquered children, having reached every perfection, homage filling with Tatare, whom desire direction and space, trampling with the feet the seven worlds, able to draw total beings, homage worshipped by the All Lord, Chakra Amri Brahma Maru, honored by the host of spirits, cosplays Gandharish actions, homage with the tray and pesa, displays magic diagrams, perfect pressing left out riding, blazing in a raging fireblaze, homage to a very dreadful, destroyer of Mara's champions, she with frowning lotus visage, who is slayer of all enemies, homage at her harder fingers, adorn her with three mudra, light rays masses all excited, all directions will adorn her, homage she so joyous radiant, crown emitting gallons of light, mostly laughing with Chitari, subjugating Mara's devas, homage she able to summon, all earth guardians assemblies, shaking frowning with a home sign, saving from every misfortune, homage crown adorned with present, moon ornaments my shining, Amitabha in the hair knot, sending out my child eternal, homage she with the blaze light, eon ending fire abiding, righteous left her choice around you, troops of enemies destroying, homage she tracked the ground with her permanent foot beats, scowling with the letter home, the 7 levels she does conquer, homage happy, virtuous, peaceful, serious, fearless, peace, nirvana, she endowed with Om Soha, destroyer of the great evil, homage she joy surrounded, tearing first bodies asunder, reached with home and knowledge mantra, arrangement of the 10 letters, homage to a witty letter, of the shape of syllable, home, 5 foot 7 shakes the 3 words, Mary, Manda, and Vinya, homage holding in a hand the hammock moon of Deva Lake form, which has struck entire MP, totally dispelling poison, homage to gods and their kings, and the Kinnaras do honor, armored in all joyful splendor, she dispels bad dreams and conflicts, homage to 2 eyes bright with radiance of sun and full moon, with Totara and Chitara, she dispels to be contagion, homage for liberating, powered by the set of 3 natures, destroys hopes of spiritual and raise corpses with natura. These praises with root mantras and prostrations thus are 21. Whoever is endowed with devotion for the goddess and recites this with supreme faith, remembering it at dawn, upon waking, and in the evenings, granted all fearlessness, will perfectly pacify all negativities and will eliminate all unfortunate migrations. The multitude of conquerors will quickly grant initiation. Thus endowed with this greatness, one will eventually reach the state of a Buddha, either affected by the most terrible poison, whether ingested, drunk, or from a living being. Just by remembering, one will be thoroughly cleansed. If this prayer is recited 2, 3, or 7 times, it will pacify all the sufferings of torments caused by spirits, fevers, and poisons, and by other living beings as well. If you wish for a child, you will get a child. If you wish for wealth, you will receive wealth. All your wishes will be fulfilled, and all obstacles pacified. Offering the Toma. Om Vajra Amrita Kundalini Hana Hana Hum Pe. Om Sarva Shuddha Sarvadama Sarva Shuddha Hum. Everything becomes emptiness only. While it is empty from Yam appeals wind, from Ram fire, and from a transcendental wisdom skullcart, vast and big. In it, from the melting of the 5 meats and 5 nectars, comes a huge ocean of transcendental wisdom nectar. Om Ahum, Om Ahum, Om Ahum. The gurus and hosts of deities of Venerable Aryatara partake of the Torma, drawing it up through the light straw of their Vajra tongue. Om Aryatara Saparivari Idam Balinta Kakakai Kai. Om Aryatara Saparivari Idam Balinta Kakakai Kai. Om Aryatara Saparivari Idam Balinta Kakakai Kai. Om Aryatari Saparivari Agam Padyam Pupe Dupe Alake Gande Nude Sharpta Pratisaham Soha. Om Aryatari Saparivari Om Ahum. La dang la min chupangi, shabki kemo la tude, pompa kunle josepe, jomayum la chatsalo.
Bless the tea and offer the tea, the protectors. So we'll first use the silver book, turning back one page. Om Vajra Amrita Kundali Hana Hana Hum Pe. Om Sababa Shura Savadama Sababa Shura. Everything becomes emptiness only. What is empty from Yam appears when from Ram fire, from Ara transcendental wisdom skulk, vast and big. In it, from the melting of the five meats and the five comes a huge ocean of transcendental wisdom nectar. Om Ahum, Om Ahum, Om Ahum. Now, page 300 in the gold book. Om Rikun Kadan Lama Lo Zentu, Doshe Chawan Tenzin Gatsu So, Saigu Lama Rinche Tosum La, Dete Tusi Duadi Bugi, Shenam Sondu Nudu Lundun So, Jampa Po Doshe Jidendon, Heru Kaso Naman Guriji, Yidam Kilko La So Tam Chela, Dete Tusi Duadi Bugi, Shenam Sonda Nuda Lundrenso, Grandpa Samki Lanke Dewacho, Dose Jetron Doje Pamaso, Nazum Pao Karotam Chela, Deta to Se Doadi Mui, Shenam Sonda Nuda Lundrenso, Grandpa Samki Siji Chilado, Sawa Tepe Nodu Tam Cheso, Tapa Samki Seso Siwino, Didem Pama Wanchena Sola, Tetu tu si do wadi bugi. Shenam son de ne de lundren so. Nuzo gampo dam chon chokiga. Maso gama naman tu pisi. Hompo shashi kona sentrum la. Desu tu si do wadi bugi. Shenam son de ne de lundren so. Kailan dongu malu shuene. Galpo timpo no man tu pisi. Nore no shi lalu koche la. Durga sawa second chopadi. Polo chodu chodu nodu so. Serin china tama chuni so. Naji si pe lalu shirana. Galpo kuna koso chapado. Lazin teke drenyon tam chela. Te tu si do adi bogi. Shenem son de nudu lundrens. Kepa jaja loba shirana. Tantu sun component chepayi. Kaila yula jala nampola. Te tu si do adi bogi. Shenam son de nudu lundrenso. Maguri ju sem chentam cheta. No she dogan en che newala. Te tu si sekem di jene. Tu nalan chu malu daguchi. Donanan chi si pe lama si. Dege drenyan chimpa malupa. Kaipa yudi la lu shidan la. Te tu si do adi boyi. Shenem son de ne de lundren so. No one se mon de ton ye shaky. Namro daya masa me padi. So shene gadru sharutan. Mene si te ge petrin nesu. Petrin la me kusatam pada. Gerun te jen cinco pel. Choso de geru somana. Labso nano nanto te jenso. Taso te jen cinco pelwati. Shedre jida namki sempado. Shita sampa druzin drupado. Neronge so paru tropesho. Newa shiva shidi kin labtu so.
In the silver book, page 186, down the bottom. Venerable Arya and your retinue, please bless me with the affection of your non-referential compassion, so I may be able to fulfill all my wishes without obstacles. Let the teachings and practice of the victorious ones in general, and the doctrine of Losang in particular, spread to the 10 directions. Let the Sangha who uphold the doctrine be harmonious, and may all their enlightened activities increase. Please pacify conflicts, famine, and sickness in this country, increase the Dharma and good fortune, and expand the power of Dharma rulers, and grant happiness to the central and border areas. Please protect us from temporary and ultimate fears, such as the 8 and 16 great fears, spirits, plagues, nightmares, and bad omens, as well as the sufferings of samsara, the unfortunate states, and so forth. May life, prosperity, and merit increase. May all negative thoughts be pacified. Please grant your blessings that realizations of the 3 principal paths and the 2 stages quickly be completed. From now until the essence of enlightenment, I have no other refuge than you. Please bless me and care for me as a mother does for her only child. Padmasapa Samaya Manupalaya Padmasapa Teno Patita Dido Mebava Sutashara Mebava Supershara Mebava Anarakto Mebava Sava Siddhi Me Prayatsa Sava Kama Sutra Me Chitam Shre Kuruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sava Tata Gata Padme Mama Muncha Padma Bhava Maha Samaya Sapa Ahum Pe. With all my actions performed here, with whatever I could not find or was not able to do, please be patient. Please also be patient with the rituals I have performed incorrectly or with the missions. For the benefit of all migratory beings, please abide in this image, granting wealth, highest goodness, and long life, free from sickness. Om Supratisha Vajraya So. Through the merits of these virtuous actions, may I quickly attain the state of Aryatara and lead all living beings without exception into that enlightened state. Like a wish-fulfilling tree or a fortune-filled vase, you are the wish-fulfilling treasure, granting all desires and fulfilling all hopes. O conquerors, Mother Tara, and all conquerors with your children, take care of me and grant me the auspicious signs of increasing. Now we go back into the gold book at page 320, I think. 21. $321. Jiangchu Sempo Rinpoche Ma Ke Panam Ge Guchi Ke Panam Pa Me Pa Yi Gon Ne Gon Hu Do Shuo Shu Jig Tang Ham Di Pen De Ma Pa Gang Le Shu Wei Sam Pe Yi Jin No Padrin Sume Tenzin Gyatso Chu Kusei Tenjing Tuje Lun Ju Shu Tong Ni Ling Jie Zun Du Zhong Pei Lang Che Che Sao Zhe Gang Chen Ten Drogon Chana Pemo Tenzin Gyatsola Soa Debso Chedu No Show. Okay, now we go to the handout. Does everybody have one? You're going to read it, are you? I'm going to read it. Okay, so the last one, which is page 17. A Swift Return Prayer to Lama Zopa Rinpoche by Khensa Jado Rinpoche. Patient in bearing the hardships of spreading the teachings of the Muni in general and the teachings of the victorious Jamyong Tsongkhapa in hundreds of directions, Lord of Dharma, holding the 3 vows and wearing saffron robes, please quickly return as the glorious of the peerless teachings. You held the teachings of explanation and practice with great asceticism, unable to bear that transmigrating beings are confused by the darkness of suffering. Through your great loving kindness, you skillfully led them to happiness, Unparalleled son of the teachings, please return quickly. Beautified by the ornament of scripture precious, increasing the practice of the supreme authentic teachings of the victorious one, through listening, reflection, and meditation, guide all transmigratory beings along the perfect path, true and perfect pure Guru, please return quickly. Due to the past, present, and future merits collected by me, and all the merits of the 3 times collected by numberless Buddhas and numberless sentient beings, which are completely empty of existing from their own side, may I, who am completely empty of existing from my own side, achieve the state of full enlightenment, which is completely empty of existing from its own side, and lead all sentient beings who are completely empty of existing from their own side to that state, which is completely empty of existing from its own side, by myself alone, who is completely empty of existing from my own side. I fully dedicate all these virtues to be able to train just like the hero Manjushri who knows reality, and just like Samantabhadra as well. I fully dedicate all my roots of virtue with a dedication praised as the best by all the Gormyo and victors of the 3 times in order to have good conduct. For the Dharma King Tsongkhapa's way of Dharma to flourish, may all signs of obstacles be pacified and all conducive conditions be complete. Due to the 2 types of merits of the 3 times of myself and others, may the teachings of the victorious one, Losang Dragpa, shine resplendent forever. Thank you, everybody.